Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajakacarya Stutarshata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanar Vrinda Bhakti Vedant Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की कलयुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की बृहत मृदंग ट्रांसीडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की ट्रांसीडेंटल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की निताय गो प्रेमानंदे. All glorious assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glorious assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glorious assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. The translation of our Guru Puja is: the lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can obtain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and a Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto me. Give me the shade of your lotus feet. May your fame be spread all over the three worlds. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Now the class will be given from that side, so you can take your seat this way. The class will be from that side.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Sriram Sankirtan Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanand Hare Krishna. So welcome to our Sunday Feast program. Today we will be reading from Bhagavad Gita 2.26. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Ata Chainam Nitya Jatam Ata Chainyam Nitya Jatam Nityam Va Manyase Mritam Nityam Va Manyase Mritam Tatapi Tvam Maha Baho Tatapi Tvam Maha Baho Nainam Shochitam Arhasi Nainam Shochitam Arhasi Atachainyam Nityajatam Nityam Va Manyase Mritam Tatapi tvam mahabaho Nainam shochitam arhasi Atachainyam nityajatam Nityam va manyase mritam Tatapi tvam mahabaho Nainam shochitam arhasi Atachainyam nityajatam Nityam va manyase mritam Tatapi tvam mahabaho Nainam shochitam arhasi. Anyone volunteers? Ata naityam nityajatam Nityam va manyase mritam Tatapi tvam mahabaho Nainam shochitam arhasi. Atachainyam nityajatam Nainam Atachainyam nityajatam Nityam manyase mritam Tatapi tvam mahabaho Nainam shochitam arhasi. Anyone else? Atachainyam nityajatam Nityam va manyase mritam Tatapi tvam mahabaho Nainam shochitam arhasi. Thank you. Okay, word for word, please repeat after me. Ata, if, however. Cha, also. Enam, this soul. Nityajatam, always born. Nityam, forever. Va, either. Manyase, so you think. Mritam, dead. Tatapi, still. Tvam, you. Mahabaho, O mighty armed one. Na, never. Enam, about the soul. Shochitam, to lament. Arhasi, deserve. Translation. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed. Please repeat after me. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. There is always a class of philosophers almost akin to the Buddhists who do not believe in the separate existence of the soul beyond the body. When Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita, it appears that such philosophers existed, and they were known as Lokayatikas and Vaibhasikas. Such philosophers maintain that life symptoms take place at a certain mature condition of material combination. The modern material scientists and materialist philosophers also think similarly. According to them, the body is a combination of physical elements, and at a certain stage the life symptoms develop by interaction of the physical and chemical elements. The science of anthropology is based on the philosophy. Currently, many pseudo-religions, now becoming fashionable in America, are also adhering to this philosophy, as are the nihilistic, non-devotional Buddhist sects. Even if Arjuna did not believe in the existence of the soul, as in the Vaibhasika philosophy, there would still have been no cause for lamentation. No one laments the loss of a certain bulk of chemicals and stops discharging his prescribed duty. On the other hand, in material science and scientific warfare, so many tons of chemicals are wasted by achieving victory over the enemy. According to the Vaibhasika philosophy, the so-called soul or Atma vanishes along with the deterioration of the body. So in any case, whether Arjuna accepted the Vedic conclusion that there is an atomic soul, or he did not believe in the existence of the soul, he had no reason to lament. According to this theory, since there are so many living entities generating out of matter every moment, and so many of them are being vanquished every moment, there is no need to grieve for such incidents. If there were no rebirth for the soul, Arjuna had no reason to be afraid of being affected by sinful reactions due to his killing his grandfather and teacher. But at the same time, Krishna sarcastically addressed Arjuna as Mahabahu, mighty armed, because he, at least, did not accept the theory of the Vaibhasikas, which leaves aside the Vedic wisdom. As a Kshatriya, Arjuna belonged to the Vedic culture, and it behooved him to continue to follow its principles. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So I'll just remind ourselves of the verse. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed. So here, putting context to the actual verse, the verses before, I think there's like 5+ verses before, Krishna is telling Arjuna the science of the soul. So we're reading the Bhagavad Gita. I think everybody here knows what the story of the Bhagavad Gita is, the war of Kurukshetra. So in the second chapter, it's actually called the Gita summarized. So all of the Gita is summarized into one chapter, like an intro. And the few verses beforehand, Krishna is convincing Arjuna the science of the soul, mainly what the characteristics of the soul are. What are these characteristics? The main one is that it is eternal, unborn, everlasting. It does not die. The body dies, the body dwells, the body dwindles, but the soul does not. So Krishna was making that point very adamant. That's why he spent many verses actually explaining it. I feel like every Sunday, the last few Sundays, maybe the last month, it's been the same kind of subject of the soul. But then on this verse, Krishna, even after explaining it and convincing Arjuna that the soul is eternal, he's saying, okay, but even if you don't believe that the soul is eternal, even after me saying it, even if it's not eternal, and even if it dies, there is no reason to lament. That is the point. So in the verse, and actually the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he just starts describing this Vaibhasika philosophy, which is essentially the same kind of philosophy that, well, the soul, in actual fact, the soul is eternal, does not die. But he's explaining this Vaibhasika philosophy, where the soul does dwindle and it dies, which is wrong. He's saying, even if you believe that. Okay? And what this philosophy is that the identification of the body and the soul is pretty much the same. Once the body dies, the soul dies as well. Okay? Which, in other means that life can come from matter. Prabhupada actually mentions this. This is the Vaibhasika philosophy, that life can come from matter, which modern scientists actually believe. The main kind of scientific discovery or scientific notion is that all you see, all life on this planet, plants, humans, animals, all life came from matter. That's what the general scientific theory of evolution. Evolution theory is that Big Bang happened, two molecules, two hydrogen atoms collided together, created a huge bang, matter came from that, and from that matter, organisms started to grow, and from those organisms there was evolution, and then humans, animals, so forth. So that's the basic summary of that philosophy. Science means, the scientific notion is that life comes from matter, which is noted here. So we'll go into actually why this is wrong, why this scientific notion is there, and how it can be disproven. The two most common questions in all of human civilization for the last thousands or millions of years, however many years humans have been, the most common question that keeps coming up in every culture, in every country, in every society, is who am I and who is God? No matter which point of history you're in, there will be scientists, there will be philosophers, there will be theologians that try to think and try to find an answer to these two questions. Any society, in any part of the world, in any part of time, this has been there. The Greeks have tried to find it. The Romans have tried to find it. The Western world has tried to find it. Even today, scientists are still trying to find it. Okay? But there has been no answer. If they're still trying to find this, then how come there is no answer? There has been wars, there has been disputes, there has been battles between civilizations just on these questions. One side believes one thing, one side believes another thing. And from that, disputes happen, fights happen, wars happen, political endeavors happen. But mainly from these two common questions. Some people might identify as this way, from what they think, who is God and who am I? And one society and one type of people might think another thing. So these are the most thought upon questions in the whole of time and history on this planet. So, like I said, there have been many different types of people that have tried to find an answer. One way they have tried to find the answer is through philosophy. Debates, theologians, philosophers, Roman, Greek, whatever you want to call it, they have tried to find an answer. That was a traditional way of trying to find the answer to these two questions. Nowadays, if you look at modern society, the answers they're trying to find it through is through science, proof, which is not wrong. You can do so as well. But if you look at scientific endeavors and experiments, they have the same question and they're doing the experiments, they're just wording it differently. For example, with the soul, they call it consciousness. If you actually look into the scientific studies that are going on in universities and labs and whatnot, many of the experiments are going on, they're trying to study what consciousness is. No one knows what is consciousness. Still, after many thousands of years, no one knows what is consciousness. Obviously, they won't use the word soul. If you see a scientist using the word soul and God in their experiments, they won't be respected. So they use consciousness and superconsciousness, you could say. So many scientists, they're trying to find the answer. What is consciousness? You can see they're even trying to experiment with AI. Artificial intelligence or artificial consciousness. Nowadays, AI is like the hot topic. Everybody's into AI. Elon Musk, ChatGPT. AI is the new big thing. School children are using AI to do their homework. People are doing AI to try and make a CV. I don't know. But everyone is trying to find AI. They're trying to create robots. They're trying to create consciousness. So, what they're trying to find is the consciousness is the kind of existence of consciousness beyond the body. The only place where you can find consciousness is in living beings. So what scientists are trying to do now, sorry, this will be a little bit of a scientific class for at least the first half an hour, because it's a scientific verse. So please bear with me. So what this kind of research into AI and artificial intelligence is basically consciousness external to a body. It's a program. If you see any study of consciousness in universities, it's always partnered with AI mechanics. Every time. Why is this? Because the general scientific view is that this body that animals have and humans have is a machine. If I move my arm, it's like a machine doing it, it's like a robot doing it. It's hardware. And the consciousness to it is like the software. Therefore, they are both machines. Software is a type of machine, type of code, and then hardware is a type of machine. So the scientific view is that these bodies, everything is just chemicals and it's just machines. Therefore, if humans are machines, therefore we've also created machines. We've created cars, we've created clocks, we've created a projector, a speaker, a microphone. If this is a machine and humans are machines, why can't we build also machines like this? Very simple. It's the same kind of experiment. It's the same kind of study. So let's try and make machines that are conscious. So all of this kind of endeavor is because of these kinds of misconceptions, that humans are like machines. But no one really knows what consciousness is. If you want to create artificial intelligence or artificial consciousness or create consciousness, create another living conscious being, you need to know what consciousness is. But so far, no one knows what consciousness is. Does anyone know? Define consciousness? How about we make it interactive? Can anyone say, what is your idea of consciousness? Anyone? Awareness of being, awareness of self, yeah? Any other answers? Mm-hmm. 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 The feeling that there is something more powerful than myself, or something within myself, yeah? Any other answers? So far we've had the feeling of awareness of oneself and feeling of awareness of God. What makes something conscious?
Something which is beyond everything which is artificially common ego or selfishness or something which is beyond that.
Mm-hmm. So like characteristics like selfishness, beyond, okay. Okay. Good answers. You're all right. But if you actually look at the differences, so far we have examples of ChatGPT and AI. It's come quite a way, okay? People have tried to create robots. Even in some places they tried to create robot or AI companions so that lonely people can talk to them as a human and have some connection like that. But that won't be the same. So what is the actual difference between AI and humans? There has to be some difference, because otherwise how will they take over? What is the difference between humans and AI? So the number one thing is, there's actually quite a few. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different differences. That means that AI can never be conscious or human. Never. First thing is, AI cannot fall in love. If you cannot program love, can you mathematically see? AI is a code. It's some kind of code you write down. My father writes codes every day for his work. He has to type it. Can you mathematically type down what love is? You can't mathematically prove it or show it or present it. So you cannot give AI love. But a human can. You don't see your MacBook falling in love with an Android phone. No? That can't happen. AI can never do that. Therefore, there's a missing link. So consciousness, AI can never have. First of all, there's one point. Done. Okay? You cannot mathematically present love in that way. Next thing is, a machine cannot distinguish between right and wrong. It has to be programmed in that. So you have to tell the machine, this is right, this is wrong. Then it will just follow that order. It's like a soulless soldier. But if you haven't programmed it and you give it the option, it won't know what to do. It will just make a random decision. Therefore, it cannot see what is right and wrong. But a human can. There's been experiments of people raising children, not giving them any kind of stimulus or way of learning, yet somewhat the answers to what they think is right and wrong is similar to natural society today. It's general. Happens like that. Another thing is, okay, so we established machines cannot fall in love. They cannot distinguish from right and wrong. Third one is, they cannot have intention. As humans, your intentions are changing now and then. Okay? For example, you're sitting in the class, you feel, I'm bored, let me get up and go outside. A machine won't do that. When a machine is working something out, if you type something in on Google and you press enter and it's loading, a machine won't think, I'm bored now, I want to go. I won't do that. I'll do something else. It won't have intention, whereas humans can. So machines, they only work from what is coded within them. They don't have intentions to change. They can't have an intention to do anything. They can only do what's given to them. And one other thing, so they cannot fall in love. Machines cannot decide right from wrong. They don't have intention. Fourth thing is, machines cannot think. They can only calculate. A machine is just a code, so it can't think of ideas. For example, humans, how many ideas have humans come up with from just thinking? Machines will only produce what is given to them. They won't think of a new discovery. They won't find something new, like a new mathematic formula. No, they won't. They'll just get what's given to them. So machines are just codes, whereas humans, they can have ideas, they can think. They can have new findings. Machine has never done it, unless it's programmed to. If it's programmed to, then a human has done it in the first place, because the human wrote the program. And the fifth and final thing is that a machine cannot reproduce unless it is programmed to do so. So you can't write a code that code makes a new code. You can do that, but you're the first person that's made the initial step. So those are the 5 things. So therefore, a machine, AI, can never have consciousness, because these are the things that makes souls or humans have consciousness. Okay? So remember these things. What was the first thing? Cannot fall in love. Second thing was? Cannot differentiate from right and wrong. Third one was? Cannot have intention. Fourth one? Cannot think. And fifth one? Cannot reproduce. So remember these things. So because the reason I've wanted to speak a little bit about this is because AI is becoming a new thing, and it's becoming quite a powerful subject of thought. And with AI and consciousness, there's so many scientific endeavors into it. People, you might get, I wouldn't say disheartened, but you'd get confused, Gita is saying that soul can only have this way, and what will happen with spirituality if there's consciousness and there's AI and they're taking over and humans create consciousness? No, you cannot create consciousness unless through biological means and through life coming from life. So, AI can never be human. That's one point that I wanted to put in front. Okay? So, if you can, before, no one could really, you gave some answers to what consciousness you think it is, but in short means, what we just put through, that what AI was compared to humans, consciousness, in a short definition, is that characteristics of thinking, feeling, and loving. If something or some living being cannot do that, they have no consciousness. They have to think, they have to feel, they have to love, and maybe even will. Whereas a machine will never, ever, ever be able to do so. Even if you program it to do so, those things are naturally, they won't apply, because you have programmed it to do so. So machines can never take over. So humans, they have a soul. So that is that consciousness, okay? So humans have consciousness. We've established that. That is what consciousness is. This means that consciousness is something that's beyond matter. Because if you were to put it through machinery or code, it wouldn't come out like that. A machine cannot think, will, love, feel. So the general scientific notion is that humans are machines. Humans have consciousness. Humans are living beings. But they also accept, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada was saying that Scientists only believe that this body is just made up of chemicals. And from these chemicals, consciousness comes. So therefore, that's why they're trying to use chemicals and machines and whatnot coding to make consciousness. But the chemicals in the body are not the source of the consciousness. That is the scientific notion. How can it be that the chemicals in your body can create life? That is that again, that same philosophy of life comes from matter. But chemicals cannot think, they cannot feel, they cannot love, therefore how can they create consciousness? So therefore consciousness must come from something more than just this body, because this body is just chemicals. Actually this body has pretty much no value. I did some research and I found that the body, if you took all of the chemicals of the body, every single element, and you took it apart and you put it in little jars and you calculated how much each chemical is worth, that is the composition of the body, how much do you think it is worth, like in terms of dollars or pounds? How much is the value of the body, chemically? Give a random guess, someone. Nothing? Well, there's different elements. There's a calculation someone did online of how much, what the exact number you can buy the chemicals of the body for. Someone try, guess? 10 pounds? 20 pounds? 30 pounds? 500 pounds? Thousands of pounds? So, from this source on the internet, I don't know if it's true or not, but there were different websites saying this. But the actual, if you got the worth and value of every single element and chemical within the body, $4.50. That's the chemical value of the body. So then what is the value that the body gives? So why is it that if it's just chemicals, and that is what consciousness is, why is it that if you kill someone, the body is still there, but yet you have affected its value, therefore you go to prison for lifespan? What was so valuable? All you did is you played around with $4.50. What is so valuable? Life, consciousness. So that consciousness cannot be from that body. So everyone knows it, but they don't know it. They know it. Because why is there such big repercussions for playing around with life from the body? Why is it that when someone dies and you're at the funeral, everyone is crying? They have gone. Body is still there. All the chemicals are still there. That $4.50 is still there. So why is it that people saying that value is gone? People are crying. It's that consciousness. So the consciousness cannot be from the body. Well, some people can think of the argument that maybe the consciousness is from the brain. Well, that's what scientists will think, no? Any thinking or willing or feeling, that comes from the brain, right? But then also scientifically, it cannot be the brain. You think about the brain, it's such an advanced machine. I found out that one neuron, that kind of cell that's in your brain, that makes your brain work and makes it think and sends messages, one neuron, it has 100 trillion connections. Just one neuron in your brain. That's more than any supercomputer has in terms of connections. And it's sending messages all throughout your body. Therefore, how advanced it is. Surely that consciousness must come from there. But no. There's actually one book called, I forgot the book name, something on comas. But one doctor, he's also a scientist, but he did a study on the kind of workings of the brain. It was on consciousness as well, because every scientist is trying to find what the meaning of consciousness is. They found that patients that were in comas, many of them, if you looked at the brain signals, they monitored their brains. When they were in comas, there were a certain sect of coma patients that their brain was completely dead, brain dead. Coma means that you are, your body is not working, but you're still aware. But scientifically, their brains were completely dead, not sending any signals. After those 100 trillion, billion, quadrillion connections, not sending any signals. There's like a flat line when you see on the machine. Completely dead. That means their brain wasn't working. Yet, so that means they weren't conscious, right? In that coma. Yet when those coma patients woke up, they said they were aware of everything. Therefore, there you go. Consciousness is not from the brain. And actually, you can see, there are many humans, they don't have brains. Maybe they've had an injury in their brain or anything like this. Some babies, they're not born with a brain. It's just water in there. Yet they're still living the body. So where's that consciousness come from? So consciousness cannot be from the brain. It cannot be from the body. There has to be something external. Where does consciousness come from? Where does that value come from? From that $4.50? No. So there has to be some consciousness. It's not in the brain. Therefore, the Vedic injunction, Vedic philosophy, Vedic scriptures, and Bhagavad Gita says that is the soul. There has to be an existence of the soul. Otherwise, where is that consciousness? You cannot track it down. It has to be completely external. Okay. So, when people cry when someone dies, actually what they're lamenting, because they say, oh no, they've gone, they've left us, but the body is still there. Therefore, it has to be the soul. So therefore, out of all living beings and all conscious beings, the only value, even if you don't believe in the soul, you will still value the soul that is there. You won't believe that there's a soul, but at the back of your head, you're going to think, there is something there. There is consciousness. So that value that we find from human beings and living entities is the soul. That is the most valuable thing. That is us. That is what is the symptom, that is what the source of our consciousness is. And the obvious easiest argument, so I'll end off on this scientific rant I've had. The easiest argument out of everything I just said, that life comes from life and life doesn't come from matter, is that, can anyone here name or give me an example where life has come from matter? Where have you seen life come from matter? You can think of no examples because it's not there. One of the ways of proof is inference. Inference is when you, let's say you put your hand in fire, you get burnt. Then from that knowledge that I got burnt from fire, I won't touch fire again. Fire will burn you. That's called inference. From what you see around you. So then from general inference, that proof, where has anyone seen life has come from matter? But millions of people around the world, scientists, philosophers, and theologians, they're believing that life has come from matter. Isn't that illogical? You've never seen it happen before, yet you believe it. Yet you have only seen life come from life, you don't believe that. It's very illogical. So that's pretty much the main argument for the existence of God is, okay? So the main point I was trying to get across with this is that science and spirituality, they don't cancel out each other. They actually work together. Spirituality is a very scientific thing. Don't think it's sentimental. Don't think it's emotional, where you come to the temple, you offer respects, you don't know anything that's going on, you believe in God, and it's just something that people follow blindly. It's very scientific. Actually, it should be a scientific thing. You should ask questions. How does it work? How does everything work? Everything can be proven scientifically, even in spirituality. And actually, the more scientific you get, probably the more spiritual you'll get as well. In our ISKCON movement, many of the devotees that have joined, they were actually scientists or doctors, I mean, actually look at our congregation. Many of the devotees that are coming to our temple, they're doctors. So there has to be something there. No? Actually, the more you look into science, the more you'll believe in God. The more you'll believe in spirituality. Think of the biggest scientific name you've ever seen before, Albert Einstein. He was a spiritualist. He read the Gita. He believed in God. He even had there's even quotes from Albert Einstein saying, the more I look into science, the more formulas I come up with, the more I see, the more that I observe the world, the more that I see that there is a God. And he is literally the biggest scientific name you know out there. In our temple in Mumbai, Chopati, many of the brahmacharis there, some of them, they are IIT students. IIT, for those that don't know, is a Institute of Technology University that is like on the same level as MIT, maybe even greater. I don't know. Some other people know better than me. But and it has the most toughest conditions for education, scientific knowledge, and scientific advancements. But yet, some of the devotees, some of the people that have come from IIT and graduated from there, joined an ashram in Mumbai to become monks. I think my father, Radhamohan Prabhu was telling me that there was one person that wanted to do a documentary on what these IIT students were doing after they graduated. Some of them became scientists, some of them were being paid highly, but many of them were going to the ashram and becoming monks and brahmacharis. So they had to do a documentary on it because it was quite confusing. You know, why would they do that? But no, once you get to a certain level of spiritual advancement and scientific advancement, you realize there has to be a God. Scientifically, it's proven. There's many things we could talk about in science, but that is the main point, that the more scientific you become, the more intellectual you become, the more spiritual you'll also become, if you're really doing it right, and if you're really following science right. So there's many examples of theologians, philosophers, and scholars that they come to spirituality from their knowledge and scientific knowledge as well. Oh, it's already 1:30? I didn't know it went that quickly. But going on to this, yesterday was actually the appearance day of a very, very, very great scholar called Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And I thought I'd speak a little bit about his story. Hands up in the room who has heard the name or knows of Gopal Bhatta Goswami in the room. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we might as well speak a little bit on him. So I'll only speak for about 10-15 minutes on him. Because he's a great example of a scholar who has come to spirituality from their scholarly background as well. So, in every, as per the Vedic injunction or knowledge, in every yuga, Krishna or God comes onto this planet to maintain, protect dharma, spirituality. Everyone knows the verse, everyone knows this. But he comes every time to protect and maintain and establish dharma in the world, every yuga. So there's 4 different yugas or ages that work in a cycle: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Everyone knows. Satya Yuga, Krishna comes as different avatars like Narasimha. He comes as Ram. He comes as Krishna. But in Kali Yuga, what's mentioned is that Krishna also comes in a golden form. This is there in Bhagavatam. And actually in many Puranas it's mentioned that Krishna comes in a golden form and his name will be Gauranga. He will have a golden anga. Gaur and anga. Anga means body, Gaur means very luminescent. Krishna has come 500 years ago in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So if you see, there's a big picture behind. That's the picture we always note to. If you want to know who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, he's the figure in the middle. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years ago to establish Nam Sankirtan as the Yuga Dharma. Okay? And we won't go too much into Mahaprabhu's story because that will take a long time. But as an introduction to Gopal Bhatta Goswami's story, we have to mention who Mahaprabhu is. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a sannyasi, he actually took residence in Jagannath Puri by his mother. His mother told him that please don't go so far away so he actually appeared in Bengal, West Bengal, in a place called Navadvip. But not far from there, as a sannyasi, that means he had to move around. Sannyasi means you have to go around moving all the time, preaching all the time. You can't stay in one place for too long. So therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to travel. But his mother, everyone in Navadvip, they loved him so much that they didn't want him to go too far from him. Otherwise, they would never see him. So his mother, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mother Sachi Devi, asked Mahaprabhu, please, how about you spend and make your base, your headquarters, Jagannath Puri. Everyone knows Jagannath Puri? Yes. In Orissa. So you make that your base. But then after that, a year later, Mahaprabhu made that his base, and then a year later, he decided to go on yatra. Yatra is pilgrimage to all the different holy places in India. That time they would go on foot. And Mahaprabhu went to many places. He went to South India, especially all the different 108 Divya Deshams, Vishakhapatnam, Simachalam, Godavari River, Ahobilam, Mangalagiri, Kanchipuram, Srirangam. Everyone knows these places. And he went there and he was infusing everyone's hearts with love of God. He was chanting the holy names. They were doing huge sankirtans, harinams on the street. Whenever they would dance and sing on the street, everybody he would see would dance and sing with them. Everybody. They would chant the holy names. So he went around whole of India doing this, going to different holy places. And usually for sannyasis, when it's monsoon season, they stay in one place because you cannot travel so much. The weather does not permit it. So for the whole of monsoon season, or specifically as per the Vedic calendar, Chaturmas, 3 months, also a very holy part of the year. But in Chaturmas, usually sannyasis, they don't travel much. They stay in one place. Go deeper into their spiritual practices, and they stay in one place and practice there until the monsoon is over. So when Chaturmas had happened, and he started, Mahaprabhu, he took shelter in South India in a place called Srirangam. Srirangam, no? That's where Venkatapat is from. And he took residence in a place called Srirangam. Srirangam is very auspicious and famous for being the headquarters of the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. So this is, everyone knows Ramanujacharya, great acharya and teacher and scholar. So this was the headquarters of that entire sampradaya, or that school of thought. There in Srirangam, there's a very big temple of Ranganath Swami, huge deity that when you take darshan, he's a deity of Vishnu lying down. And he's such a huge deity that you have to take darshan of his face, then you have to walk a few meters, take darshan of his abdomen, walk a few more meters, and you have to take darshan of his feet. It's a huge deity. And there are thousands and thousands of people to take darshan of Ranganath Swami. So anyways, Mahaprabhu came there. Monsoon season had started, so then he had to take shelter somewhere. And actually, they made friends with the main pujari, the main priest there. His name was Venkata Bhatt. So he was one of the main pujaris or priests of this Ranganath Swami deity. The chief kind of priests. So, because Chaturmas had started, and obviously Venkata Bhatt was a very inviting person, and obviously because Mahaprabhu was Krishna and God, why would you not welcome him into your home? So Venkata Bhatt, he invited Mahaprabhu, please, for this Chaturmas, monsoon season, how about you stay at my house? I'll serve you. You have VIP access to Ranganath Swami temple. You stay in my home, and our entire family will serve you and your associates. So then Mahaprabhu went. Now Venkata Bhatt had a son, small son, maybe 5-6 years old, called Gopal. And Gopal, being in that family, that whole family was just so scholarly. There would not be a more scholarly environment for him to grow up in. Everybody was a scholar. Everyone could defeat anyone in an argument. That was actually the kind of sport back in the day. For scholars, nowadays you have sports like football. Football is like the biggest sport in Britain, or cricket, if you're from India. So people will watch that, and that will be like the kind of sport to watch. They'll have the Olympics of these kinds of sports. But back then, because there were so many scholars and educational people, their sport was debates. People would come in thousands and crowds and just watch two people debate each other. And it'd be like the entertainment to watch, you know? So that's how this atmosphere and environment was, that everyone was a scholar. Great educational centers, great gurukuls and different schools were there. So Gopal, he grew up around this environment, and also, going on to the point that we said earlier, that if you're a real scholar and a real scientist, you're also spiritual. So Sri Rangam was kind of that hub of that balance. Everyone was a scholar and everyone was spiritual. Everyone wanted to serve Krishna, everyone wanted to serve God. Yet they were so scholarly and they could prove anything. So Mahaprabhu came, took residence in Venkata Bhatt's home. Gopal was appointed by his father to be Mahaprabhu's personal assistant. He said, Gopal, you be Mahaprabhu's personal assistant. You bring him water, you bring him food, assist his associates and him as much as possible. So little Gopal, he was doing so. They would wash his feet, they would bring him water, feed him, and he would actually listen, because Mahaprabhu, being Krishna in a sannyasi form, he would give classes, he would give lectures, and he would associate and speak nice philosophy from the Vedas. So then Gopal, he would listen. This 5-6-year-old boy, quietly, he'd listen in the corner. He'd get to listen to all the conversations, all the debates and everything. So from this, he became very spiritual and very spiritually energized and surcharged. So Gopal would listen and he would just embrace whatever was being said. And one of actually Gopal's, I think it's uncle, Prabodhananda Saraswati, he's actually in Sri Rangam, and especially in South India at the time, he was like the most famous scholar, the most advanced, the most senior scholar there was. So Gopal's actual teacher of all the Vedas and all the Vedic teachings was Prabodhananda Saraswati. So he had like the best teacher you'd ever have, I don't know what equivalent would be today, but the best teacher you could possibly have. And Gopal would have him as his teacher, and he would learn personally from him. So he would do all the menial services for Mahaprabhu as well, and massage the Lord's feet whenever he would. How much time we have left? I'll give 5 minutes more. There's actually it's such a large story, but we don't have enough time to go through it all. Actually, one day, I'll mention this small story and then we'll continue. One day, Gopal, still as a 5-6-year-old boy during this monsoon season, during the night, everyone was sleeping. And one day, Gopal, because he heard of Mahaprabhu's stories as a child, before he was a sannyasi, they would play with all the, boys of Navadvip, Gopal, he wanted to see, he was actually crying. He says, I want to see Mahaprabhu in that form. He's a sannyasi now, but how sweet those pastimes must have been when he was a child. So he was crying, he wanted to see it, and he really wanted to see it. So then in that night, in his dream, he dreamt of these pastimes. And then he woke up, he snapped out of it. And then as soon as that happened, he ran to the room that Mahaprabhu was sleeping in. Associates were there as well, and he ran there. And in place where Mahaprabhu was sleeping, he saw Shyam Sundar, Krishna, in a blackish blue form. as a coward boy. And Gopal took darshan and he was gobsmacked, you know. Wow. It's, so beautiful. Sham Sundar, Krishna. And then suddenly Mahaprabhu turned back into his Gauranga form. And he said, Gopal, keep this between us. So Gopal had special darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna. So then the Lord actually informed, so Gopal actually, he wanted to join Mahaprabhu on his yatra after monsoon season finished. But he was too young. He still had his education to do. He still had to take care of his family. So the Lord actually told him, Gopal, how about I'll give you this instruction that you come to Vrindavan, you go to Vrindavan, you take residence there after you have taken care of your family. That's my instruction to you. Then Mahaprabhu went, the rest of his yatra. And he actually told Gopal, you will help all the other Goswamis. So in our Sampradaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers, there are kind of 5 chief disciples of his. Six. Thinking of Gopal. 6, so these are the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Their job was to write down and form all of the teachings that Mahaprabhu had given them and excavate Vrindavan, because at that time Vrindavan was a jungle. Vrindavan is the place where Krishna performed his pastimes, but then after some time in Kali Yuga, it became a jungle. It became a little hidden. So the Goswami's main job was to excavate all the holy places that are in Vrindavan and make them visible. So Mahaprabhu told Gopal, you will join the Goswamis in Vrindavan and you will help them. And then Gopal so enthusiastically said, okay. Next decades or so, he took care of his family, continuing to learn under Prabodh and under Saraswati, becoming an expert scholar, could debate anyone. And then after his parents became ill, and it was looking like it was the end of their, pastimes on earth, his parents, his father and mother gave him the blessing. Now, you go to Vrindavan, we are taken care of. You go to Vrindavan and you serve Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu was in Puri at the time, Jagannath Puri, but he was serving there in Vrindavan. So then Gopal went straight away to Vrindavan. And then Gopal left. As soon as he came to Vrindavan, he was greeted by the other Goswamis like brothers, because they were actually waiting for Gopal Bhatta. Mahaprabhu had told them, and they were waiting for Gopal to come and serve with them. And they had never actually properly met each other, but yet, being Mahaprabhu's associates, they greeted each other like brothers, long lost. So then Rupa Goswami was there, Sanatana Goswami was there, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and then Gopal Bhatta Goswami comes. And they have it's described such like a special and sweet meeting they have. And then they come, and then so many pastimes happen in Vrindavan. But, okay, last pastime, the main pastime is of Radharaman. Everyone heard of Radharaman, the deity? Put your hand up if you have. So many of you have, half of you. So, in Vrindavan, there are some main deities of Vrindavan. So there is Radharaman, Radha Govindji, Radha Madan Mohan. And so all the Goswamis, they had their own kind of personal deity. Rupa Goswami had Radha Govindji, Sanatana Goswami had Madan Mohan. There's Radha Damodar, there's Radha Vinod. So actually Rupa Goswami put Gopal Bhatta in charge of worshipping Radha Govindji, his personal deity, for some time. But then the Lord came, Mahaprabhu came in Gopal Bhatta Goswami's dream and said, you must worship me as Shaligram. I want you to worship me as Shaligram. Shaligram is a special form of the Lord that is self-manifest. This kind of form of the Lord is only found in the, which river is it called? Gandaki river. Gandaki River in near Nepal. So it's only found there. These are self-manifested deities of the Lord that just come, self-manifested. So then Gopal Bhatta Goswami makes a trip all the way to Nepal to get one shaligram. And he comes home, and in Vrindavan he worships the shaligram with all of his heart's desire, spending all of his time of the day chanting, studying, writing, composing, and worshipping the Lord. But all the other deities of the different Goswamis, they were in like, you could see the form nicely. You know, they had very similar forms to Krishna: eyes, ears, face. You know, holding a flute. But Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he had shaligram, and one rich family, they came to Vrindavan once, and they donated many decorations and jewels for their deities, earrings, and so forth. Then they gave. So then each Goswami, they were decorating their deities with these paraphernalia. But then Gopal Bhatta Goswami was thinking, wait, I can't use them because my shaligram is not in the form. Like you cannot see the form directly that you can decorate like this. It's in a stone form. So what do I do? And this is on the day of Nrsimha Chaturdarshi, the same day that Nrsimhadev appeared out of the pillar. And in the night, just before going to bed, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he prays to his shaligram. He prays to Krishna, saying, "Oh Krishna, today is Nrsimha Chaturdarshi. I have these paraphernalia for you to wear, but I cannot put it on you. So please, I want to serve you in the way and decorate you nicely like this. So just as you came out of the pillar as Nrsimhadev, you please show your form out of this shaligram, Srila." Then he goes to bed. The next morning, he wakes up and goes to his altar room. He wakes up and he opens up his altar, and in place of his shaligram, Shri Shri Radharaman is standing there in his threefold bending posture as Krishna, blackish form, with a smile on his face, with some teeth showing. And now Gopal is satisfied, and he pays his obeisances, and he tells all the Goswamis and the Brajabasis of Vrindavan. Everyone comes flocking to see and take darshan of Radharaman. And ever since then, Radharaman is being worshipped in Vrindavan. So that same form, if you ever go to Vrindavan and you go to, actually Radharaman is probably one of the most famous deities in Vrindavan at the moment. If you go there today, there is still, you can go to the Radharaman temple. That form of Radharaman is like this big, small, boyish form of Krishna with smiling, little bit of teeth showing, and nice lotus-like eyes. And he's standing there, and many thousands of people come to see Radharaman. So all the devotees, actually Gopal Bhatta Goswami's disciples, there is a line coming from there, and they are worshipping Radharaman now in the temple. Shri Shri Radharaman ki jai, Gopal Bhatta Goswami ki jai. So I'll end here. I went very over time, but oh yeah, jai, Shri Shri Radharaman Bhagwan ki jai. This is Radharaman. See, such a beautiful form. It came out of a shaligram Shila. Jai. So we'll end here. Hare Krishna. Does anyone have any questions or comments before we continue with the program for Kirtan? Any challenges, scientific challenges? No? Sure. Okay. We'll just have Kirtan now. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please stand.
Hare Krishna. So we're going to have a kirtan now. So during the kirtan, you can hear the holy name through your ears. Allow the holy name to enter into your heart. And then after you hear the holy name, then you raise your two hands and then sing or repeat the holy name. And you can dance, while singing. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Raise your hands and chant. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, one more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radhe. Jayo Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram, Jayo Krishna Balaram. Jayo Panchatattva, Jayo Panchatattva, Jayo Panchatattva, Jayo Panchatattva. Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Bol.
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शत श्री श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणार वृंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रीला प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की कलयुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की बृहत मृदंग ट्रांसीनेटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की ट्रांसीनेटल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasingaya Paranda Palada Lada Daine Hiranyakashi Purakshaha Shilatankanakalaye Nasima para to nasima Yetto yetto yamida to nasima Pahe nasimo relaye nasimo Narsingamadem sharanam prapare Tavakara kamala phare Nakam advodasinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavajrita Narahare Rupa Jai Jagarisha Hare Jaya Jagarisha Hare Jaya Jagarisha Hare Jai Narasimhadev Jaya, Narasimhadev Jaya, Narasimhadev Jaya, Narasimhadev. Jaya Balram Maharaj, Balram Maharaj, Balram Maharaj, Jaya Balram Maharaj. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya, Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya, Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya, Lakshmi Narasimha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Good job. Right, that's the wrong number. नरसिंहदेव की महाराज की
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्रह्मणि वैष्णवे सर्व पुण्यवतां राजन् विश्वासो न विजायते शरीरार विद्याजाल जोड़ेंदे ताहे काल जीवे फेले विषय सागरे तारमज्जिवायति लोभो मायसुतुर्मति ताके जेटा कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ो दयामय कोर बाय जीव जाय स्वाप्रसाद मधिलो भाई से नाम अमृत पाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेम डाको श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे महाप्रसादम की
Hare Krishna. That was a very appetizing Mahaprasadam prayers. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, children. So I welcome you all again to our Stoke Hare Krishna temple. I hope you had a wonderful time today. I believe there are some new boys. They have come for the first time, or anybody who has come for the first time. I'd like to request, could you please rise at your place and just give us a brief introduction just how you feel today, and just give a brief introduction. Would you like to stand and just give a brief introduction? Or one of you can stand and just introduce everybody else. Who is the leader? Okay. Hare Krishna. You can start from there only, you can do it. No problem. Yeah. Yeah. Pondicherry, wow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming today. Anybody else come for the first time? Do you feel that you have come for the first time? You have been before, but yeah, I feel every time I come to the temple, it's for the first time. Yeah, so we welcome our new guests to our temple. Hope you had a wonderful time today. And on behalf of temple, we would like to welcome by 3 times loudly chanting, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Because you're all students, we wish you all a very best for your studies. May you have all the success in your life. And while you are here, as long as you are here, please make this your second home. Come every Sunday and chant and Hare Krishna with us and be part with our family, our spiritual family. And anything we can help you in your study, in your stay here, please let us know. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. 1 or 2 quick announcements. You can sit down if you like. You can sit down. Yeah. Anybody notice anything new in the temple? What is the new? Paint. Yeah. Temple is also new. So, shall we do 3 loud Haribol for the new temple? Haribol! 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 So with some divine arrangement, within last few days, 1 week's time, we managed to paint the whole temple. The temple hall, reception, toilet, our first floor, kitchen, everything is very brightly painted. We had little new color scheme. Today Balram spoke about Gauranga. Krishna came in a fair complexion, golden complexion. And also that complexion, actually it is the complexion of Radharani. So you can see the color scheme, is matching that. It's golden. So that's like complexion of Radharani, like Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And then we have a Chandan like, our bottom panels. So I think because it is Chandan, you are feeling a little cold today, isn't it? Chandan gives a cold feeling. But yeah, this is our temple new color scheme. We would like to thank our dear Shrinu, Ishan, Bharat, and anybody else who came to help us. Because this temple requires, while painting requires so much, hard work. So many things to move, so many things need attention to. So these devotees came and helped us very nicely. So please give us a 3 rounds of Haribol to our volunteers here. Haribol! 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 Since now it's a new temple, new painting, it wasn't free. We had to pay for it. So, we spent about £2,500, towards this cost. And we're collecting some donations. So some devotees already come forward, we collected about £500 towards this cost. So anybody today would like to contribute anything towards this, activity in the temple for the painting, then please meet me after the program. If you want to know the bank details, bank transfers, you can do the bank transfer. Balram is on the shop there, he'll be, taking your donations. If you want to give by card, you can take it by the card as well. So once again, thank you all very much for coming today. Prasadam will be served upstairs in the first floor. Please do take Prasadam. And we hope to see you again next Sunday. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.